You only need to be one step ahead of someone to lead them. How's it going, guys? My name's Greg, and welcome to the Aware and Ahead YouTube channel, a channel about self-development, self-growth, and overall improving men and women, but more faced towards men. I just filmed this whole video, found out that my mic was on mute, so we're just redoing it. That's how it goes sometimes, right? So, I was just watching a video by Hamza, and he was talking about leadership, and what he was talking about is how you only need to be one step ahead of someone to lead them. And that really hit different for me. Part of that is because of how I've waited to do this YouTube channel for such a long time because I thought that I needed to be so far ahead of everyone else to be able to feel competent enough to teach subjects. And that was definitely my ego speaking, as I can see now clearly, and that one sentence just really switched it for me. So if you kind of think about it, if you're at the gym and you have the person who is C-bum, they're top of the top, they're doing everything right, they've been doing everything right for years, for decades, however long, right? While they have a lot of information and while they have a lot of great insight, they also aren't at the same place where you are, or if they were, it was so long ago, there's a disconnect between you two. And so you're more likely to actually get a better level of advice from someone who's only been doing it, say, for 3 months or for a year or for 2 years. And I would say even just, again, shorten that down to more like 6 months or less, because if you've never started fitness before, then you're not going to know anything. For myself, I'm going to be getting into bodybuilding and weightlifting and stuff. I've been trying to do it for a couple years now, but I haven't actually committed full-heartedly to it, and that's part of what I'm going to be doing for a 75 hard. And I was a athlete. I was into calisthenics more. I was into more endurance type training, running, building, calisthenic stuff, essentially. And so for myself, how I'm going to be getting into that, well, it's great to look at people who are so great and so far in the bodybuilding competitions. I personally need to have someone who's been doing it for only a couple years. So I'm going to be reaching out to men, and I'm going to be reaching out to people on how to do that. Again, the weightlifting part isn't the craziest. It's more of the nutrients, figuring out for protein, stuff like that. I want to have a really great physique. I want to be at the same weight I'm about right now, but I need to drop weight and drop the fat that I have on me before I can build that back up. So that's going to be what I'm doing, and that's just one example of it. Like, I'm looking for people who are only a little bit ahead of me because they're going to have the insights, or they're going to have just gone through the struggles more recently that I'm going through than someone, again, who's been doing it for 10, 15 years. Same thing, you can apply that for anything, really. You can apply that for my friend who does HVAC. He's learning from great people, but he's also, like, as he's learning on the job, he's learning from people just a little bit above him. Another thing is like acting or business, entrepreneurship, those types of things. And that's why I personally have looked up to Hamza, is because he's only about a year or two into the business, and I would say really like a year since he's like really committed himself to it. And so it's easier to listen to him or to watch him sometimes than, say, these top tier entrepreneurs, because they've already gone through so many hurdles that the hurdles that I'm trying to deal with, they passed those long ago. So something to think about. And that's how it goes with this channel. I've been taking in, and I've been developing, and I've been doing self-help for about 4 years now. The backstory to that is where I found out that I had OCD, and being able to actually have a label with that helped me with figuring out how to deal with it. I went to therapy for it. We went through, my sister and I, we both have it, and we went through I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically where they put you through stuff, and instead of just talking about it, you go through and actually face your fears with it. And it's a very helpful, very upfront, very real experience for going through that. And so I've been in the space of self-growth for a while, but I haven't ever really talked about it, or haven't put my knowledge out there that I have known. And so that's what I'm doing now. That's what I want to do, is I'm realizing that I'm only a step ahead or a couple steps ahead of other people, and that's what this channel is going to be about. It's going to be about helping, it's going to be about leading, and realize for yourself that if you aren't going to do a YouTube channel, that's fine. I would suggest that you do one, because it helps with just getting the fear and taking action. But for whatever thing you're doing, just realize that you're one step ahead of someone else and that you can help those types of people. So take it in, do what you want with it, but really look at other men that you might be a little bit more ahead on. Maybe it's your finances. Maybe you just got down $1,200 in debt or something like that, and your buddy's really struggling with debt. Talk to him about what worked with you. Talk to him about how you set up a plan. Did you meet up with a financial planner, or did you just figure it out from YouTube videos alone? Like, however you kind of think about it, figure it out. But let's try to work on helping each other a lot more. And I'm going to be starting up 75 Hard again soon. I just got out of a relationship, and so I'm going to be having more time and focus and energy really to just be able to do this, and I can talk about that at another time. But that's the message I wanted to leave with today, is to realize that you only have to be one step ahead of someone to be able to lead them. And with that, thanks for listening. If you have any comments down below, or if there's any stuff that you have insight from that you could help other people with, comment down and let me know your thoughts. And don't be an airhead, be aware and ahead. Thanks. Have a good night.